All right, hello. Very quick Madonna death prediction video. It's actually for tomorrow. It's for May the 4th. Yeah, May the 4th be with you. A very nice little reference back to Star Wars and the massively important scene in Star Wars with the trench run there to do with the Dam Busters. Okay. Now, um, May the 4th, though, she's going to be playing her last gig. They kind of tacked this on the end of the series of stuff, um, and it was, I think, last time I saw it was going to be free, and it's Copacabana Beach down in Brazil. There, okay, Rio de Janeiro. Um, I don't know really. We're going to go and look at the symbolism of that area here in a minute, but this ties into a whole bunch of other things. Um, and so I just really want to go through the numbers, and like, I mean, the obvious thing to state here is that this is this is the end of the tour. So maybe it's just a reference to the end of the tour. Also could be the end of Madonna as well. Anyway, okay. Well, let's crack on with it. Let's start on with the numbers here. Let's look at May the 4th, 125th day of the year. Let's go to the other side of the year as well in just a second. But this 125th day of the year, let's look at the dartboard. If we look at Madonna's cross on the dartboard, 816 her birthday, high numbers opposite, and then if we go 90 degrees off on one leg here, so we're putting a cross in here, we do have the 125 there, and the 172, which is a numerology for her gematria there. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we've got that one in the dartboard. This is nice because on a cross in the dartboard. Okay. What else you got, Dan? Anything interesting? Yes, it's on the dollar bill as well. Okay, let's go to the dollar bill. Remember, this is, again, when we fold this side over to this side, we are dealing with a portrait frame here, picture frame, face on, Washington face on. This is 100 pennies. We come to the other side. This is side-on portrait of, this is a picture frame. This is the side-on version of this. The side-on version of this is on the quarter. That is 25 pennies. This is a 125 reference. Okay, so this is nice because we're going to be looking at the Hoover Dam, 5.8 and 5.9 for the Hoover Dam coming up, and I'm going to show you those, the fold, the fold and everything, and the numbers and everything. We'll go through all that in another video. But again, when this is folded across, the number we have here is 85 with the leaves and berries. This won't be making much sense to new people, but you can just go back a few videos, watch those last few videos, and this will make a little bit more sense. And at the top, we have the two sets of bunny ears, okay? So we have 2-2 referenced, and don't forget we have the lamp post. This is kind of important with this fold in the 125. I'm going to explain why this is important with Madonna now, the lamp post, and what that may symbolize, okay? So where we're going to go is we are going to go to, before I go much further with this though, actually, I'm going to show you some numbers now because I've referenced the lamppost here, and the lamppost is the number 10. Yeah, it's a stick with a 0 at the top, right? I really should have had the fold in here. This would have explained it better, but that stick with the fold, what am I saying? The stick with the 0 at the top, the lamppost, is the symbol also for phi, okay? PHI, phi, okay? That number, the 1.618 yada yada yada, okay? It's a number that I've been meaning to put into the Queen's Cross chart. Haven't got around to it yet. But after the Big Ben clock stopping 9/11 reference, and the time at which those 11 dongs rang out, which was at 10:06, that might have triggered me to finally looking at phi in the table, okay? Because we have pi in the table, the first 24 digits of actual pi in the table. So I wanted to compare that now with phi. So let's go to this. So what I've done is I've just, instead of having the whole table up, I've just copied some pieces out and pasted it into a fresh page here. Let me explain what we've got up the top. We've got, probably need a, let's do this. What we've got right here, this is pi, and this is just regular old first 24 digits of the normal numbers of pi, and here is phi. As you can see, I've got the, kind of got the symbol there, but yeah, basically it's either this, or probably come down a little bit further, or the smaller version is basically that. You can kind of do it in one swirling motion if you're good. Okay, so there's our lamppost, our 10 completion symbolism there. So just keep that in the back of your mind, because that's important. Okay. Anyway, we've got the first 24 digits of this as well, phi. Okay, and what I want you to know is that at the start of phi is 618. A lot of the times I'm thinking to myself, with the Back to the Future, is McFly is a reference to Mary, Christ, and Phi, not fly, but Phi. Okay, so anyway, here's our 618. What I've got down here is I've just simply taken these two rows at the top here, and I've put them down here, and I've put them up against Fibonacci here, starting on 911. Okay. And the way I've arranged this, let me show you, is we're going back to Who's That Girl, and the numbers in Who's That Girl, the Madonna song, we have this set of numbers for the release date, and we have this set of numbers for the song time. Okay, we've aligned that 358 here, Christmas Eve, the Eve. Okay, Adam and Eve. Eve is Mary. Okay, we've put the 358 here, a Fibonacci matching up with the 358 that is in pi. Okay, and what we find is that 926 or 629, whichever way around you want to do those numbers, is corresponding with 911. Okay, it's a 911 reference. Okay, so let's look where phi now sits. Okay, what numbers do we have that correspond with that in phi? So the first thing to note is we have a, oh well, I can bring that down. We have a 204, okay, corresponding with all this here. Now, what was interesting about the Big Ben thing is it happened on the 24th, okay, the 24th of April. And we have also Madonna's birthday numbers corresponding with what's above. So this is interesting. Now, why have I put this? Why have I started phi where I've started phi? Okay, why is it in this place, right? As we had right here an alignment of 3 digits, pi to phi, bloody hell, fee fi fo fum. Okay, so we've got those two aligned. If we go from Fibonacci now, there's 3 numbers that match up as well with Fibonacci and phi. Okay, and it's the 988. Okay, and this is interesting with the Queen's death, the 98, and also the 88 miles an hour in Back to the Future. So this is why I aligned it this way. Okay. Having said that, it doesn't need to be aligned that way either, okay? Because I'm going to show you just in the regular lineup here why it's also interesting just to look at it in that context as well. Okay, without getting like really bogged down now, A couple other things I wanted to show you was the fact that this 4848 shows up in the sequence as well, with the reference back to the eclipse. I mean, a double 48 is pretty amazing as well. And notice that when we start at the start of this thing, look, so we had the 106 with Big Ben, 10:06 on the clock. Remember that 10:06, hang on a minute, 10:06, if I draw this correctly, 10:06, yes, that's not too bad. 10:06, notice we have 186 as well here. Okay, that double O becomes an 8, which is kind of crazy. Oh, come on, Dad. It's kind of crazy with this number as well. Okay, so this 10:06 is, remove the zeros. Remember, it's the start of this thing. Okay, so that's also fascinating. But that number ties into, so what I'm trying to explain is that number on Big Ben kind of ties in twice here, with a bit of fudgery with the 8 and the 2 zeros there, but it kind of ties in twice. Okay, at the end of this sequence is the number 58, which we're going to be looking at for the Hoover Dam. But what I want you to see is that right before the end here, and notice her digits don't start until 1 in, so we'll come back 1, we've got 54. So this is super duper interesting now. Okay, I don't know, it's just bloody interesting. Okay, the way all that lines up. What else? Where else do I want to go with this? I think that's kind of it, because this is already really too complicated. Okay, but also notice the 33 in here. I think that's interesting as well. It has a double. It has the 33, which is, I think that's pretty crazy. What else did I want to mention? Goodness, there was something else that I was going to say, but I can't remember what it was now. Oh well, don't worry about it. Is what we're gonna. That's where we're gonna go with that. Oh yeah, add the double 88. Yeah, add the 88. And Fibonacci has 88 and a double 11, an 11. So for double numbers, it becomes fairly interesting, because the bongo rang out 11 times. I don't know what you make of that, but anyway, right. That's I'm kind of done with that now, right? Okay, but there's a couple of other things to show you, especially with the. Also note with the end of, if we're looking here, like, right, look at what we got at the end of here as well. Okay, at the end of pi numbers, 415. Okay, so again, it's kind of interesting. Look what we have. We've got a whole bunch of references to the Queen's death date in here. Okay, we have the ones that match up, and we also have some more down this end, and also which also match up with a 514 above, and also when we're just looking at the two straight number lines, what's in the middle, this 8 9, and for phi it's 4 9. And remember, at the center of the Queen's Cross is the 4 9 and the 4 8. And I think, did I do a video for Madonna croaking it on 4 9? Probably yes. Anyway, there's some references in there back to Snatch, and yeah, that's pretty interesting as well. Back to Snatch with the 4 9 and Vinnie Jones and the Diamond. And anyway, we're going to get off of this now. We're going to just go and do a couple of other things very, very quickly, and we'll call it a day. And if something happens, I'll do an extended version of this. Oh my goodness, why Why have we got two? I don't know what the hell this thing's done now. This computer is just all screwed up. Let's go to this. Right. I want to go to Lady Gaga's video now, 911 video, because at the start of that, oh, I will say this as well. Madonna has the ghost town with the 28 in it. This is this has a 4/9 reference, a nice 4/9 reference in it. I can't remember what it was though. Maybe the length of the song or release date. I can't remember. But the 28th, the 28 here as well is pretty interesting, because if we go to the other side of the year for this, the 4th date, here it is down here. It happens to be, okay, the 28th of August, 828 or 288, however you want to put those numbers around. But again, with that little reference back to Ghost Town, and then the tie back with 4/9, and then oh gosh, oh, that's it. Yeah, Michael Jackson's birthday. The King of Pop is the next day. Now, remember she did the stint in ICU? She did that on she went in on the 24th of June. Now, Michael Jackson died on the 25th of June. So this is an interesting kind of this would be an interesting synchronicity as well, if it happened to have like the twin date be the day before Jacko's birthday. Yeah. What else we got? Yeah, let's go to the Lady Gaga thing. So at the start of Lady Gaga, now where this, we're going to get onto Copacabana now with the beach and everything, right? And all the references there. But before I start on that, this is Lady Gaga's video, 911 video, and at the start of this we have the, let me just go through it. Lady Gaga is, well, she's lying there, kind of dying. In this video, what happens is Lady Gaga basically dies and is resurrected, just to cut a long story short, right? And the in-between time here, we're seeing a whole bunch of sort of, it's supposed to be sort of dream state, or, you know, that sort of being on the cusp of death or whatever. And then she's revived at the end of the thing. Now, where do I want to go here? Okay, so she's, first thing to note is this is I don't know actually, it's white sand somewhere, but this is white sand here. Copacabana Beach is a white sand beach, okay? I know it's a stretch, but, and we've got the cycle that is broken here, okay? The bicycle. Okay, anyway, we're not getting on it. And we've also got the black horse, okay? You could maybe say that this guy is Death, that is, you know, that she's going to follow here, okay? Now, where she comes to, this first place here, oh, I've gone through this and ideas about this before, but check this out, right? I thought this was interesting, right? Just look at this, right? Somewhere off in the desert somewhere. But look at, now this is the church of Copacabana, okay? Now what's fascinating about this, and I'm not going to go into it, you can probably go read this on Wikipedia, but there is a famous effigy of Mary at this place, the Virgin of Copacabana. And so there's this big tie-in with this sort of, I don't know, I don't know what to say about it, but this sort of tie back, it's just a tie back to the Virgin Mary again. So I just thought that was interesting with the, you know, with the, oh blimmin' hell, where were we at, Dan? Come on. So I thought that was interesting with the tie back to this Lady Gaga thing. Now, obviously, there's a spot in here as well where that she's kind of doing the little Madonna doll going into a box, back into the box. Well, we've also got right here, get rid of this, we've got the the Virgin Mary with the dead Jesus type thing, mourning the dead Jesus. And we have that same thing in, if I could find it, I Pet Goat. But we have the Super Bowl reference here in I Pet Goat. Yeah, and you could argue that at this point, both of these entities are dead, okay, ready to be resurrected, okay. And again, when Madonna did her Super Bowl show, so that's our tie back. She's wearing her black here, back to the Super Bowl, okay, because the I Pet Goat has the Super Bowl trophy. So we're going back to the Super Bowl with Madonna here, and she is singing like a prayer at this point, okay. Let me see if I've got it up here. I hope I do. Probably not. Oh well, I don't think it's up here. It doesn't matter anyway. Madonna's Like a Prayer, if I can remember it. Now we can probably just click through some of these actually, because I can't remember off the top of my head exactly the numbers. But I tell you what it is. There is a 415, probably in the song length, I think it is. And at this point, right at the end of her her performance, she's going to drop down into the abyss. She just disappears, in a puff of smoke. So some death symbolism going on there, right? And I want to leave it at that because I've talked about this video before, but there's just that nice little tie-in back with Like a Prayer, and those numbers, the 415 shows up in that song, okay? Anything else I wanted to mention about? I've talked about this video so many times with Lady Gaga. I'm not going to go through the rest of the stuff now with it, but there's a Hoover Dam reference. There's the Golden Gate Bridge reference. There's a couple of other nice references, which is the ongoing reference with Teapot and Igloo in this thing, and I will show you that actually relates back with the gematria back to 5/8 or 8/5, which is coming up, okay, the year that Marty has to get back to, and he's gone off in both directions 30 years for the 33, and the central balance point year is 1985, okay. So getting back to that 85, which is on the dollar bill. Anyway, Our Lady, Basilica of Our Lady of Copacabana. Man, I just can't say that thing. I'll tell you what else is interesting about the area here, because we're in Rio, and let me see if we can get a picture of it, because this is super duper important. Come on, computer. This thing, Christ the Redeemer, okay. This is like, yeah, this is probably, I'm going to say, probably one of the most famous statues of Jesus in the world, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, we've got that thing overlooking Rio there. A couple of other things I thought was interesting. I'm going to have to go through some of these songs here real quick. One thing that was very interesting is her first ever song. Note the October the 6th release date for everybody. Okay, this is her first song, or at least the first one she does by herself, I guess. I don't know. October 6th, 1006. Okay. Back to Big Ben, and check out the duration of the video, 4:55. Okay, so a nice 4:5 reference there. Then we can go on. Let me just. This is going to take forever though if we go through it like this. Oh, bloody hell. Let's not do that. So I think it's several on. We don't want to do this. Take too long. Okay. What else we got up here? Oh, secret. Yes. I don't know what this computer's gonna. It's got to at some point just explode on me, I think. 926. Okay, who's that girl? Numbers for the 629. Okay, and 926. And check out our time for this. Okay, 5:04. And I'm thinking secret. I think the Jolly Gardeners, which was the pub that has the 49 on it in Snatch, the address 49. I think it's Black Prince Street or something crazy. And I think they have a secret garden. I think they have a secret garden. I think that was something to do with the pub there. So that's fascinating as well. And there's lots of other little references to other things. Look at this Dallas producer, Dallas Austin. Anyway, you know, so like with a lot of Madonna stuff, you can usually find a song that will tie back to many of these dates that I keep looking at. Okay, or you can find multiple songs, and I'll show you why it's interesting with the four. Yeah, let's go back to this a minute. I'll show you the connection with this 415 as well that shows up. Okay, so let's go to the Queen's Cross so I can show you this very, very quickly as well. Let's do this one. Don't save all that. Scribble all over it. So this is the same. The two bottom rows here are Phi again. Okay, if you can see where I'm at there, coming across. Note, what was I doing here? This is just written normally, and then I just adjusted it so that the start of Phi was. So this is the start of Phi here. We could put 1.618 was at the center of the table, and what you'll see is that now pushes Madonna's birthday right at the center of the table. You know, here's the midpoint. Okay, so this is kind of interesting, and then what's above it with the 4-9, okay, is kind of interesting as well, because there's a lot of 4-9 references with Madonna. Anyway, again, where am I going with this? I've shown you all that already. I was going to show, what was I going to show you? I was going to show you this. Let me show you this little this line in here that I've shown you before, but let me show you. Oh, that's fine, that size. So we had Madonna's birthday, and then the inverted birthday, Matthew Perry's birthday, and then we had a stint in ICU there. So this was all interesting stuff coming across this diagonal line here. And then coming, I guess if we just ignored that part for now and just kept it sort of more balanced, and we did our other line to balance that line, we had the 692,296 on this same thing here, and then here's our 145 in here as well. Okay, so that was fascinating. And another interesting thing was, so as I was saying about the 2-2 at the start of the 2-2 at the start of the fold for the, you know, for the lamppost for the Phi symbolism in the dollar bill, and that 2-2 85 days. What did? Oh, I'm not going to go into that actually. No, but 58 days took us to. Let me know, what did it take us to? It took us to Easter. So the 58, pretty important. Anyway, I just wanted to note that the 58 was here, okay, to take us to Easter at the center of this thing, and if we went 92 days, okay, it was going to take us to 92 days from the 2nd of February was going to take us to the date, the 4th of May. Just interesting stuff, okay. What else was I going to say? there is another song, Bad Girl, um, which she has a debt. She's dying in that thing, and Christopher Walken's in that thing as well. He shares his birthday this year fell on Easter, and so there was a nice tie-in back there, and Christopher Walken also with blimmin' hell that I'm just all over the place with this one, I tell you, because Christopher Walken obviously with the Zoran, A View to a Kill. Hell, you could even tie Duran Duran back to this now, and then Rio back to Duran Duran. I mean, you could just go all over the place with this decode, to be quite honest. But there, in that video, I will say one more thing: is what is referenced as a date is 519 as well. If you watch We Seek We Find, he goes on about the 519 a lot as well, and also, of course, there's the 5. That ties quite nicely with 59 as well in the dollar bill. Okay, so what else to say about it? Let's come across over here and let's just look at two more things, right? Oh boy, actually I don't want to do this yet because, well, let me just show you right here with the 9-4 and the 8-5. Right in the middle of this again is the 5-4. Okay, and these, again, these two numbers, I mean, just so connected. This is a jump in the dollar bill that happened to land on Labor Day last year. And this 85 is a number jump that took us to, I think it was the 27th of April, and that is the twin date for 9-4. Okay, and that was the 85 day from 2-2. Okay, so this is just, I know this is going to go way over the heads of people that have just clicked on this video, but part of it is showing these sort of deeper, I guess they're deeper kind of connections here. Where else to go with this now? I guess this 45 as well. Just note the 9-5 coming off of there as well. Anyway, we've done that one. Right, let's do something else. Hang on. What else have I got to show you here? Okay, what have we got here? Okay, I just wanted to show you that La Palma. Okay, so the song that comes before Who's That Girl, and we're dealing with Who's That Girl, is the Hoover Dam, as a reference to the Hoover Dam getting blown. Just look at the shape of La Palma, and then think about the shape of, it's like almost an inverted South America. I just thought that was interesting because the song that comes before Who's That Girl is, I don't know if I just said this, is La Isla Bonita, right? And that is a reference to La Palma. Okay, Paradise Island. Okay, where do we go now? Showing you that, showing Michael Jackson, blah de blah. This connection with the Virgin Mary and this wooden statue of this this effigy they've got there that's super duper important to them locally. In fact, here's some images here if it'll ever load up of this, So this is quite famous, I guess. At least in South America it is. And yeah, this was something I clicked on that was talking about it. But I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, this is why she's chosen. This is why this has been chosen for the last gig, And there was some references, like the actual name, I can't remember what it said about it now, but you can go and look up the name Copacabana. And there was also, I think there were some references to god of fertility. I can't remember what the other one was now. Anyway, it was something interesting. And let's just finish this thing off now. The song Copacabana, okay? Good old Barry Manilow. We got the man in there, and we got the Barry Lyndon, and Loudon. I just, let's not even do it, Dan. Don't even go there. Some of the lyrics are interesting. They work from 8 till 4. I like that we had an 8/4/8 reference in there for the eclipse, and we got Lola, who was a showgirl, which is, I guess you could kind of call Madonna a showgirl. And then there's the two guys, Rico and Tony, that are fighting over her. Rico wore the diamond, okay. Rico's the abused, the sort of, what would you call Rico? The evil twin, maybe, and then maybe Tony is the true love. I'm not sure, but anyway, somebody gets shot, but just who shot who? I'm going to call that the title of the video. Who shot who? Yeah, because of the Who reference with Hoover Dam. Okay, and basically, somebody dies. Tony dies. Okay, she lost her Tony. Anyway, I don't know what else to say about it. There's a nice little tie back though with the whole Matthew Perry thing. There's a nice little tie back to Friends. Rachel sings Copacabana in Friends at the wedding that she ran out of her ex, and he's getting married finally, and she's at the wedding, and at some point, actually it's to this point, she's so, I don't know, sort of embarrassed about the whole situation. She's like, she says something like, "Oh, my life's flashing before me. It's like when I had to sing Copacabana in whatever grade." And then so finally at the end of the thing, she sings Copacabana. Okay, but this is just interesting, especially with the tutu. I thought this was interesting because the dress that she's got on, it kind of reminded me of a sort of ballerina, and I think they referenced Mrs. Bo Peep as well. So, but with the tutu, kind of interesting. I'm gonna leave it there. I think I've done this one to death, but there's several other. Again, you can now start going around in circles with this. Episode 224. Again, with the 424 of the. I just thought it was an interesting version there with the date that the clock stopped as well. The Big Ben stopped. So, episode 224 if you want to check it out. I didn't watch the whole episode. I could just remember at some point she did that. I went and looked it up. Anyway, it probably was an interesting release date. I wonder if the release date was a 4/15 or something, or sometime in May maybe. I don't know without going back and looking at it, but I'm just pulling. That probably wasn't. It might have been like it was definitely an interesting date. I'm sure of it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Maybe it was the 16th of May. I can't remember. Anything else to add to that, Dan? Thinking. No, I think I know I've probably forgotten a bunch of stuff out of there. We did the Super Bowl. We've done the. Yeah, that connects back with iPet. friends in there as well. We've got the Virgin Mary at the place. Michael Jackson. Yeah, we've done everything that I think I wanted to put in there for this one. I'll catch on you know, if something would happen, I'll do another video. But if not, well, it ain't probably going to happen. So it'll be the next video. Will probably be the Hoover Dam for 5.8 and 5.9. I'll probably show you some stuff about that. Okay, thanks for watching. Cheers. Right, bye.